Right, Mount Gambier Cup night. Tonight, lucky enough to be down here on behalf of the Mount Gambier Harness Racing Club. Simon Phillips joins me. Firstly, Simon, thank you, for getting me down here, and what a ripping day it's going to be.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming, Paul. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be 37 or 38. Probably a couple of scratchings from Adelaide because of the heat today, which is a little bit disappointing, but no one can sort of judge that or plan that. So, yeah, it should be a good night.
Great night though, 9 races. You must be wrapped in that. I think I said last night to a couple of people, it wasn't that long ago, you were going 50-50 with Port Perry, like now to be standing alone and consistently. It must be great for the club.
Yeah, exactly. Even we've got 3 pony races tonight. As well. That used to be our race fields. You know, we'd have three races for the night with Port Perry. So, yeah, to have the 9 races is fantastic. So, yeah, really happy with it.
Everything's come together. We're actually at the back. The boys are setting up. They're doing the barbecue now. I'd like to say they've done it all on their own, but I had to drag you away from it for 5 seconds. You're the official overseer. Yeah,
safety's probably not my strong point, as you've pointed out as well, but we're getting there. Yeah, Music Man set up, so we'll have live music. We've got the barbecue going up as well, and obviously the bar behind us there, and yeah, it'll be a big night.
Food trucks coming as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun and good environment. This is a great setting too here at the showgrounds where it is. There's plenty of room for people to come. Got a stack of people. You've already got a ready-made audience, if you like, with the caravan. I suppose grey nomads or people wandering around out the back.
Yeah, exactly. So even on our non-cup nights, our quieter nights, everyone from the caravan park comes over. We let them in for nothing, and just the rule is you've got to buy a beer or something from the canteen, and they come in and support it. So yeah, it works pretty well actually.
That's a cool rule. How many times a year you guys race?
This year we've got 17 meetings. So up on, I think we had 13 last year. So everything seems to be tracking in the right direction. So our horse population down here is growing. People are still buying from yearling sales and breeding, which is probably a little bit of a negative thing in the industry at the moment. But down here we seem to be growing, so it's good.
I said last night, I think South Australian harness racing is going terrific, and it shows. And I think one of the reasons behind that, well, when you say about it, and I'm only Steve Fennell, 3 horses in work, all 3 are racing tonight. Mm-hmm. Dave Drury, 6 horses in work, all 6 horses are racing here tonight. There's probably a lot of other people. I only know those 2 because they're 2 I've spoken to today. Great commitment from the locals, backing your main event, if you like, and your showcase event for the year, which it must be great for you in the position you're in to have these guys supporting you, whether they're here helping you put up a marquee or just supporting you with the numbers of horses.
Yeah, for sure. And even for years and decades, Beck East and Bruffy and the Barkers, they've always supported the Mount first. Yep. So we they're across the border, but we call them our locals. So as you've seen last night, Beck had a pretty good night. I think she won everything bar 1 trophy. So and even just like your little hobby trainers too, the guys that are just working 1 or 2 and all that, they all I think I'll look through. There's 25 trainers here tonight, so that's a pretty good effort, I think.
Go back to last night. We'll touch on tonight with the numbers and that in a sec. But like Bruffy and Beck, but so many other people as well. It was a Calcutta. It's to raise money, so you can continue to do things. I think it was awesome the amount of money you raised. I don't know the official number, but I know the Calcutta started off with 1,800. So obviously there's already a fair commitment from people financially with that. But then they take their owners there. Yep. They get involved with the Calcuttas, they buy drinks, they have some fun. Yep. It must be so great for you guys, the committee and everyone there watching what these guys are able to achieve, but putting back, growing, which is what we need. We need these progressive sorts of ideas, if you like, to keep country clubs going. Yeah,
that's right. And how many clubs do a Calcutta these days? I don't know too many that do. But yeah, it's a bit of a tradition of ours. You got to move with change, but you also got to have your traditions, I think, as well. So it's a bit of a fine line. We've added to that, like the presentations and that last night, which we used to do at the bar after a race meeting. So we try to make that a bit more official. So we just try on new things all the time.
Ever evolving too. You spoke there before. There was a couple of glitches. You'll evolve from that. Like I could imagine next year and the year after, you'll get it bigger and better and want to grow. And you've got a young group of guys behind you and girls that are pushing. Like you do have to the guys listening. You do have an elder demographic, if you like, on your community. Mm-hmm. But you've got a great bunch of young guys and passionate people as well coming through and pushing it forward as well.
Yeah, our committee has always got on well. And you're right, we've got some young guys that have just come on this year and that as well, which I think is good for them too, to learn a little bit more about it. Why don't we just do this, do that? But they're learning now that everything you do has a consequence, or so they're learning a bit about the runnings of a club as well. So that'll only help them grow as well.
Yeah. So there before, would you say there's about 25 trainers represented tonight? A lot from Victoria. You must be wrapped with these guys. They are familiar names. If you pick up a form guide from Mount Gambier, a lot of them are familiar names. But their support, you can't really do without it. You need the South Australians. You want the locals winning, but you also need these people travelling. One, that gets interest, that gets betting interest, that then creates better turnover, which means better stake money as well. Yeah,
that's right. So Brent Lilly's coming tonight, which is fantastic. Obviously he's one of the leading trainers, obviously with Queen Elida. She's not coming tonight, but
no,
she's racing tonight, and I think she's going for the $1 million. So there'll be a bit of side interest on that as well. So I think he's arriving about 3 o'clock. So I've got to get his waters in his yards all ready for him. But but not only that, we've got plenty of trotters coming from over the border as well. Who else we got? Michael Barry supports the club each time. He comes over with a couple of horses, leaves them here for the night, and usually has a couple of beers with us afterwards in the bar. And that sort of support is great from Victoria. We don't see ourselves as South Australia and Victoria. We see ourselves as both, basically. And I've said this a bit before, probably as well. Mount Gambier needs Victorian trainers, and the tracks around Western Victoria, but Western Victoria tracks need Mount Gambier as well, because there's 20, if you look, I think I worked out it's 25-30% of horses that fill your Hamilton stalls, Ararat, up to Terang, and Horsham fields are South Australia, Mount Gambier horses. So it works hand in hand, need to work together.
The whole industry needs to do that. I keep saying, I go New Zealand, Tassie, everywhere. We need horses going to these places, coming to Mount Gambier. We need Mount Gambier because, again, we're driven by the dollar on TAB turnover, which is not what I try to do, but it's the best way to get people punting, because all of a sudden, if you say Steve Fennell's got a horse racing at Ararat, you tune in the Ararat meet and you go, oh, I like that horse, not one of his, because you see it there, and it's a simple thing. I hope someday some people sort of work it out and say, oh, this is the best way to start marketing it, to get horses, encourage people to travel. It's like Lils, some people probably say they don't want Lils to win a race tonight. You guys are probably saying we want Lils to have a great night. So he comes back next year and adds that little bit more intrigue, and he might bring, you never know, Paul and Gary Males, he's next door neighbour, they might come with him as well next year. You keep building. It's not rocket science, it's just common sense.
That's right, and you want them to have a great night and see the atmosphere. The Mount always gets good crowds, and like Cup night, I'm very confident we'll get a good crowd. So, you want them to go back and see everyone in Western Victoria or, Metro, Melton, and say, hey, I went to the Mount last month. What a great night of racing. So, and word of mouth is the best way of advertising, and you just hope that they have a great night and, come back bigger and better next year.
Let's go. The boys have stopped work since you've stopped, so you'll have to get over there and crack the whip in a minute. But and they're on camera too, so they won't miss out on that one. But I will let you go. You've got plenty going on. Thanks for getting me down here. I appreciate it. You've got the South Australian guys down here too, which is great. You're going to get plenty of coverage as well going from there. So we want to keep pumping these meetings up. And I think the Calcutta last night was awesome. I think for the hospitality, but it was an awesome night. And actually, just on that, anyone wondering, you paid for your own meals, you paid for your own drinks, but the club got together. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like I would imagine, I don't know, but the RSL, if they charge you, would have been a nominal fee last night to do it. You can do it properly on a tight budget without going overboard. So there are ways around getting around these sorts of things, aren't there?
Yeah, that's right. And they're a major sponsor of us, the RD or the RSL, Mark Lane and the team down there. So we always try and support who supports us. That's how business works. That's how the club works as well. So. It was a good night. I mean, like you said, everyone, you could get there and have a meal if you wanted to. If you were busy working horses and stuff like that, right up to the death knot, you might not have got there. But and then you just pay your own way for your drinks and that. And it was a nice night, but it wasn't a real big night. I think last year we kicked on a little bit too long and made this sort of stuff a little bit harder on the Saturday morning. So, but we're all fresh and ready to go for today.
10:30, I think everyone was gone. So thank you. We'll be getting plenty of interviews with the trainers and drivers as they arrive through the night, some of the winners, hopefully most of the winners, and we'll go from there. But thank you very much for getting me down here. Good luck to the club tonight. You've got your cups, your Trotters Cup, unfortunately, has been marred a few by a couple of scratchings, but 40-degree heat in Adelaide, you can't blame them for not putting them on a float. So good luck to the club, mate, and we'll catch up. We'll probably catch up a week or two later and have a bit of a debrief as well, but thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, and thanks for coming and supporting us. And like you said, we've got Piranha Media here as well, Mel, and she'll do the interviews as well. So there'll be plenty happening everywhere. Stuff for the kids, face painting for the kids, ponies everywhere. So that's what we pride ourselves on, being a family night out. So yeah, hopefully everyone gets here and has a good night.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Thank you.